Good evening, everyone. This is your evening news recap, your nightly news podcast on all the news that I come across throughout the day, giving you my take as somebody who aspires to be a politician in the near future. Hopefully, all you guys are doing wonderful. Hopefully, all you guys are doing well. Sorry, I know the audio quality is going to be bad. I'm pretty sure my microphone is dead. I just did a take of this, and there was no audio at all. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe we're having microphone troubles again. I'm not really sure. We'll have to wait and see. But with that being said, hopefully all you guys are doing wonderful. Hopefully all you guys are doing well. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. All support is greatly appreciated as we're trying to hit 500 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year. If you're on Substack as well, please also consider subscribing. All the support is greatly appreciated. All funds go to me. They help me pay for the things that I need to pay for in college, like my groceries, like clothing, like all of that. But if not, you can always subscribe for free. I truly do appreciate all forms of support on this content. If you're new here, please consider I just said that. Anyways, with that being said, let's get into the news from today. Of course, yesterday was election day. There's a lot to discuss about that. So before I give you like a full response, I'm just going to go across all the information and give a full response at the end to avoid sounding like a broken record, if you will. But let's get into that. Zohran Mamdani has won the New York City mayoral race. Zohran Mamdani has won the New York City mayoral race to become the city's next mayor. Mamdani, a 34-year-old Democratic socialist, will become the first Muslim and the first person of South Asian descent, along with being the first millennial to lead New York City. Mamdani beat out former Governor Andrew Cuomo and Republican Curtis Wheeler, and will officially become the mayor on January 1st, 2026. Mamdani won 50.6% of the votes, beating out Cuomo by almost 200,000 votes, with pledges to focus on affordability and helping everyday New Yorkers. Abigail Spanberger has also won the governor race in Virginia. Democrat Abigail Spanberger has won the Virginia governor race, becoming Virginia's first ever female governor. The former congresswoman and CIA officer defeated the state Republican lieutenant governor, Winston Early Sears. And in her victory speech, she said, "Tonight we send a message to the whole world," adding that her victory can set an example for the rest of the nation. Democrats have also flipped a lieutenant governor seat in Virginia. Democrat Ghazala Hashmi, I know that's probably pronounced horribly and I'm sorry, has won the lieutenant governor race in Virginia, beating out Richmond John Reed. Hashmi is currently a state senator who represents a district south of Richmond. She started her career in 2019 by flipping a Republican seat and will continue her career by doing the same, as the first Indian American and first Muslim to hold statewide office in Virginia. Two Democrats have also flipped two public service commission seats in Georgia. Two Democrats have won elections in Georgia's public commission, making it the largest statewide margin of victory for Democrats in more than 20 years. Peter Hubbard and Alicia Johnson won the race, making it the first time Dems have won a statewide election in Georgia since 2006. Both Hubbard and Johnson won by 63% of the vote, a massive win for state Democrats. Mickey Sherry has also won the New Jersey governor race. Representative Mickey Sherrill has defeated former New Jersey Assembly member Jack Calatari, however you say that, in the race for the New Jersey's, not New York. Holy crap. The New Jersey's governor's seat. Cheryl will, a fourth term congressman who represented a district in northern New Jersey, won with 56% of the votes, making it the first time the same party has been elected for the state 3 times in a row since 1961. Democrats in Pennsylvania have also won to retain a Supreme Court majority. 3 Democratic justices on Pennsylvania's Supreme Court have won another 10-year term. Democrats retain a 5-2 majority in the state Supreme Court going forward. Justices Christine Donahue, Kevin Doherty, and David Witch's victories leave the court in a Democratic hands. Till 2028, until the next election cycle goes around, and lock in the Liberal majority ahead of the 2032 redistricting cycle, something Republicans were making a big push to stop. All 3 won with more than 61% of the votes. Prop 50 is also passed in California. Californians have overwhelmingly voted for Prop 50 to allow the state to redistrict in order to combat Texas, along with other states throughout the country. In a post announcing the victory, California Governor Gavin Newsom said, "We stood firm in the response to Donald Trump's recklessness, and tonight, after poking the bear roared with an unprecedented turnout. in a special election with extraordinary results. Prop 50 passed with 63.8% of votes, with more than 8 million voters. You know, I don't know what I was going to say there. Colorado has also voted to raise taxes on the wealthy to fund public school meals. Colorado voters have voted in favor of increasing taxes on the wealthy to fund free breakfast and lunch for all public school kids and to bolster SNAP benefits. 57% of voters voted in favor of this, as taxes will increase on households earning at least $300,000 a year to provide meals for all public school children, to provide raises for school meal staff, and to support schools' abilities to buy locally sourced food. Any leftover funding will go to states' costs for SNAP, as the Trump administration made cuts to the program with the big beautiful bill. Democrats have also flipped 2 seats in Mississippi. Mississippi Democrats have flipped 2 Republican-held Senate seats and also flipped a House seat as well, breaking the Republican Senate supermajority. 6 seats were up for re-election because of a ruling for the courts to create more black majority districts this year, which led to a massive win for Democrats in the state. Democrats now hold 18 of 52 Senate seats and 42 of 22 House seats, which will go into effect when Mississippi legislature returns to session in 2026. These wins are amazing, and I will say this in full honesty that today was the first morning, I woke up in a very long time where I was proud to wake up and be an American. This morning I woke up with hope for a better future, in this country, and it looks like we will hopefully see that. My generation grew up being promised things like world peace, being promised a safe and healthy environment, being promised a world that actually cared for and supported them. And although that may not be the case yet, this is a sign that one day it very well could be. Zohran Mamdani, who is a Democratic socialist, has become the mayor of New York City, the biggest city in our country. A man who believes in an ideology that America has sought to destroy for years and years and years, has won. And as someone who would also call themselves a democratic socialist, this brings me so much hope on so many levels. As Americans, we need to realize that we can and should have a country that works for the working class, not the billionaire class. And one day we will. This is a massive step towards affordability, something we desperately need in this country. It is a massive step against fascism and elitism displayed by those in the White House as we speak. And it is a massive step towards a country that actually cares about its people. I have a dream, that one day Americans can live in a country that truly cares and supports their interests as the American people. I have a dream that one day I can help build a country that supports anyone and everyone, whether they live here already or whether they are coming here for a better opportunity. And I have faith that this goal can be accomplished. To end this out, I want to, give a quote from Zohran Mamdani himself. No longer should we think about our political process as settling for the lesser of two evils. We can demand a greater good. Anyways, moving on into the Trump administration segment, Trump has admitted that Republicans are losing. Trump has admitted that Republicans are losing after the election that took place last night. In an event at the White House, Trump said, last night it was, not expected to be a victory. It was a very Democratic areas, but I don't think it was good for Republicans. Trump said, Trump and Republicans, of course, discussed the shutdown and big factors of races. And even Trump even said, and they say that I wasn't on the ballot was the biggest factor. Republicans are going to continue to lose. Like that or not, a blue wave is coming and it's not going anywhere. Woke is back, especially with Gen Z. And we are ready as a generation to build a bigger future, a better future, and to stop those who are currently in charge from doing as they see fit. Just as I said, my generation was promised things like a healthy environment, like world peace, a country that actually cared about them. And that's not what we see today. But that doesn't mean it can't happen in the future. The more that years go on, the more Gen Z is allowed to vote. And we're getting very close to the point where the entirety of Gen Z can vote. And it's going to be an amazing thing when that does become the case. Because not only is Gen Z a powerful generation, but they have a mindset that I believe no other generation has ever had before. Gen Z has the mindset that they don't want to be abused. They don't want to be taken advantage of. They want a country that cares about them, that supports them, and supports their interests. And that's what we need here. And I really hope as Gen Z gets into politics, as they, move into this political sphere, as they run for office and so many other things, that we truly are able to witness that. In other news, Trump plans to cut air travel by 10% on Friday. The Federal Aviation Administration plans to reduce flight capacity by 10% if the government shutdown does not end by Friday. The restrictions will go into effect that morning, according to FAA, not FFA, Administrator Brian Bedford and Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. In a statement, Bedford said, "Our sole role is to make sure that we keep airspace as safe as possible. Reduction in capacity at 40 of our locations. This is not based on light airline travel locations. This is based about where the pressure is and how we can deviate the pressure." Just pay air traffic controllers, man. If we can pay ICE, we can pay air traffic controllers. I am sure that there is funding somewhere. There is no doubt in my mind that there is funding somewhere. So why wouldn't we? Genuinely. I mean, these people are essential to the largest form of transportation in this country. They protect lives by making sure that people aren't dying, when they get on a plane to go somewhere else. We've seen the impact there is without them. So pay them. There's no reason not to. There genuinely is no reason for us not to. They are essential workers, and very clearly, way more essential than ICE. I mean, ICE is frequently terrorizing communities, terrorizing people, terrorizing American citizens, mind you. Just yesterday, we talked about ICE agents driving a car into an American citizen and dragging them out of their car by their legs. That is insane. It is. ICE agents are not essential, but air traffic controllers are, just as law enforcement is, just as teachers are, just as so many other positions. There are so many other positions that should go over ICE agents. Yet, unfortunately, that is not the case due to the current administration. Pay air traffic controllers. There is no reason why we shouldn't be paying them. I mean, we have the third largest country in the world. Air travel is essential for getting around in this country. So why not pay them? There is literally no reason for us not to. Anyways, moving on into our other news segment, a massive plane crash has taken place in Kentucky. A massive plane crash has taken place in Louisville, Kentucky, as a UPS plane crashed at the Louisville International Airport on Tuesday, causing explosions and more. At least 9 people are dead, 15 are injured, and 16 still remain missing at this time. 13 people have been discharged from hospitals, but 2 remain in critical condition. The plane crashed at 5:15 p.m. while it was taking off to head towards Honolulu, Hawaii. Locals have been warned not to drink the water in the area until further notice. This is absolutely horrendous, and my full condolences go to the families of those who have passed. I saw a video of the crash this morning, and although it doesn't look like we know what caused it yet, it was definitely horrific. The plane went down on its side, caused a ton of explosions. You could see the plane itself deteriorate as it crashed, and it was horrific to watch. Good luck to all those injured. I wish you all a speedy recovery, but truly, this is an unfortunate situation. In other news, Jimmy Kimmel plans to create a big, beautiful food bank. Last night on Jimmy Kimmel Live, host Jimmy Kimmel announced a program titled the Jimmy Kimmel Live Big, Beautiful Food Bank. A post made online read, "Cutting SNAP benefits creates uncertainty for American children, seniors, and families. To support our community members in need, we're starting a donation center in our Hollywood backlot to benefit the LA Food Bank and St. Joseph CTR. If you are in LA, please come by and donate food, and if you are not, please consider supporting your local food banks." This is amazing news. Huge props to Kimmel for doing this. If you haven't already, please donate your time or your money to a local food bank in your community. People need help, especially right now. And there are so many things that we can do to help that. I haven't had the opportunity to donate yet. I'm waiting for my next paycheck. But even though I live paycheck to paycheck, I don't make a lot of money making this content. I can barely afford groceries, in all honesty. I still want to help these food banks because there are people who are less fortunate than I am. And there are so many people who don't have a job right now. There are so many people who are genuinely struggling a lot more than I am right now. So I really want to make sure that they get the assistance that they need. This administration has not expected to the help that Americans are willing to give each other, and it's absolutely wonderful to witness that day after day, and I'm truly glad to see that be the case. With that being said, though, thank you all for watching today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed. Again, sorry for the mic issues. I think it just died again in the middle of my recording. I'm not too sure. But the first take of this had no audio at all. So we'll see how that goes. It'll probably be fixed tomorrow because that's how it tends to be. But with that being said, thank you everyone for watching today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. We're on our way to 500 subscribers on YouTube. All support is greatly appreciated as we try to hit that goal by the end of the year. And if you're on Substack, please also consider subscribing as well. All funds go to me. They may pay for the things that I need to pay for in college, like food, like clothing, like all of that. But if not, you can always subscribe for free. I truly do appreciate all forms of support on this content. If you're interested in supporting someone who is, looking to build a better country, who is looking to protect the environment, to bring things like free healthcare, to bring things like free college education, and so many more things to this country. I want to build a country that actually cares about its people. So drop a subscribe. All the support is greatly appreciated. Bray 2030, don't forget it. We're going to be there. And with that being said, thank you all for watching today's episode, and I will see you all